Rosenberg's nonviolent communication, saying that all human beings have the same needs. And once we understand this, that we have different strategies to meet the needs, you can see that you can create connections of empathy with everyone. And my hope for this alliance with Jane and with Masters was to see if we could introduce very powerful models of healing, going all the way to some of the most heartbreaking events. After I came back from India, where I was during 9/11, I saw a DVD about the towers coming down, and I knew instantly that that model I'd been told about why the towers came down simply could not be true. And I felt that it just wouldn't be right to turn my back on this revelation, because I actually had huge kundalini coming up as I was watching it. And so I had persisted and made my show, which was a spiritual show, about spirituality and politics. But one of the most important aspects about dealing with heartbreaking events, whether it's political information that can be bruising our heart, shaking our trust, our confidence, maybe with the conspiracies getting a little bit out of alignment with those who are more invested in the regular media story, is it threatens the harmony and the love in our life. Now, the same thing with very deeply, the scary diseases like cancer. This is also something that we have kind of a one-way attitude about what it means. We get a cancer diagnosis, and because it's not legal to say there's a cure for cancer, we right away give up. But again, through my political work, I've discovered that this determination is a political determination, and it's going to take a certain amount of work. There are ways around these barriers, but they have to be dealt with very carefully and methodically. And my hope through Jane, who's written 5 books now, and one of them is particularly about her work with cancer and how you use psychoanalysis to do it. Now, my hope was to have 2 Indian masters here tonight. Unfortunately, Pilot Baba had to cancel. The reason I was excited about having Indian masters here is that in this culture, there is an understanding about the importance of an open heart, and that there is a readiness and a worthiness when people are ready for knowledge, and that a teacher will also understand the worthiness of the student, so that you don't bruise the heart, or you don't give information that then isn't assimilated in a way that's going to be constructive and productive. So my main hope for tonight was that we could have Kira talk to us about his documented experience with sunlight. And this is something you will be told in this society is impossible, that we can't live without food. But along with it, I wanted Jane to be talking about her work when she takes a client who has been given this so-called terminal sentence, that there's no other way out, that in truth, even though it looks like from a foreign culture we're getting these models of the impossible, we can have and assimilate in our own lives these models, and we can walk through and go to whatever extent we want. The purpose of the miracles, whether you're considering what Jesus did, or whether you're considering the miracles from a culture where there is such depth of this science, like India, is that we can do more than we thought we could. So we shouldn't be looking as this is sort of an unusual anomaly, some rare feature from another culture, but rather to understand that now in this time of globalization, we need to assimilate the best parts of all of our different cultures, be able to come together fearlessly in the most transparent way possible, and to share our truths. And, there's all kinds of work that goes on with transparency work to take those kind of risks. And I had been on the Howard Stern show. They asked me some difficult questions. When I looked at Howard Stern's eyes and the Holocaust came up, I could see, wow, this is a really big one. And yet, you know that there's a time that knowledge comes, and there's a time to sort of pace yourself and be more careful. When you've got millions of people listening to you, there's a certain responsibility. My hope for what I'm trying to do with the Concordia Foundation is to have a physical place where we can meet on a regular basis and start to build up a kind of trust and confidence to where we can make these miracles happen. Whatever our soul happens to choose, we may not go the path of certain masters, like the one that's sitting next to me, and what he's done with sunlight and how it's been documented, or say Pilot Baba at the Kumbh Mela. Yet we can accomplish something so that when a friend or a colleague says, my gosh, I've got this diagnosis of cancer, with great confidence, we can say, this is doable. And then try to find the heartbreak that has caused this disease, because at the basis of any disease will be heartbreak. And I think anyone can look around and say there is so much of it today. And yet it's also a grand opportunity to find that great divinity inside of us, however our cultures have brought us to that point, whether we're Christian, Jewish, Hindu, Muslim, and then we will be less deceived, both in our personal lives and politically. So I'm passing around an email list, and if any of this is encouraging to you and it's something that you want to be part of, please put your name on the list. And I'd like to actually ask you to talk now, and then we'll have Jane talk and how it relates to her.
Before we start, I want to see if we can get the people here who can't see here. So could everybody put their chairs a little more in that direction, and let's try to get some more space.
They always say houses with low elastic walls.
So there's a lot of space in here. Yeah, just be careful with those screens. They don't fall.
No, just move it that way. So finally, I'm going to be passing this around. Many of you have donated, and I want to thank you so much. But if you missed on the way in, or you want to participate more, please do. And also on the email list, please tell me of any interest that you have. I will email all of you tomorrow, and then you can tell me what your concerns are, and see if we can incorporate this in and make this into something really, really powerful that's going to reverberate throughout the world. I'm on YouTube, and I have several thousand hits a day. I was very pleased that I had many Indian subscribers based on my commentaries on the Mahabharata. I was very saddened that recently YouTube took down these videos because of some copyright, which makes no sense to me because I use very little of it. So I'll probably start to be shifting some of my more important work, more provocative work off of YouTube and onto a more elite site. And I consider everybody here to be sort of the founding fathers of that, and mothers. So thank you. Does somebody want to have this back? No. Okay.
Okay, there's a chair here. There's a stool here.
Let me.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Namaste.
Namaste.
I am blessed by your divine presence here, and I am greatly indebted to Dr. James and my beloved friend Paula for giving me this opportunity. Sun gazing, many of you might have heard. Now it has established as the latest high-tech, modern, cost-free technology to cure any health problems. Day by day, medical experts are accepting it. It is not a new science, but only old wine in a new bottle. It was there thousands of years back. All cultures, everywhere, throughout the world, practice sun gazing. It was practiced by each and everyone on this American continent, and especially by the Native Americans. We hear about the sun gazing dances of Native Americans, but we have paid very little attention to the science hidden behind it. Even today, many Native Americans traditionally healed their body, even their injuries, just by sunlight. Further south, the Mayans in Mexico, they also practice sun gazing traditionally. Deep south in Peru, even Bolivia, they practice sun gazing. Egypt, Greece, Bulgaria, and millions of people in India, even today, are traditionally doing sun gazing, but without knowing the proper protocol and how they can get benefit for all their human problems scientifically. I applied my mind, went through old texts, practices of all these people, and then established a protocol. And now I am explaining that through the medium of modern science. What is science after all? An idea comes to somebody. He experiences it. He shares with others. Others follow. And you get the same results. When thousands practitioners get the same results, same way, it gets established as a science. Don't get scared with the word sun gazing. It is much more comfortable, enjoyable, easier, simple than your TV gazing and computer gazing. If your eyes are comfortable for hours and hours with TV and computers, the safe sunlight at morning hours or evening hours will never harm you. On the contrary, it is the nectar that we are getting for our body, the elixir, the manna. Life on this planet is not possible without the energy from the sun. That is what science has been telling us. But still we are misguided. On the other side, they are creating a scare about the sun. Never look at the sun, never be in the sunlight. And so many false rumors are spread. Since we are keeping ourselves away from the safe sunlight, our body is not getting the required energy to sustain itself, to fight against all the health problems that come to us. We are an energy body. Even medically, it is told that we are made up of light. So we are a solar panel. And being a solar panel, we have to get connected with the sunlight. Now it has been established with scientific evidences that 1 hour from sunrise, known as the first hour of the sun, and 1 hour before sunset, known as the last hour of the sun, is absolutely safe for the human body to receive it, and it is more safe for the human eye to accept the light by looking at it. Sun gazing means simple, relaxed look at the sun during safe hours. Your eye can blink and flicker. Imagine there is a TV in the sky known as Sun TV for you. So don't get scared. There are many websites on internet. Fortunately, United States has got more than 4 weather websites where you can just put your town, city's name, zip code and the time, and you will know what is the ultraviolet index of the sun at that time in your place. And now we know that whenever ultraviolet index of the sun is less than 2, it is not only safe for the eye, but good for the health of the eye also. In winter, most part of the day, UV index is less than 2. So in winter, you can gauge the sun more or less the whole day except the noon hours. And so, don't be scared about the safe sun. Understand its powers. There are no restrictions when you start this practice. You can eat, drink, take medicines, do any other practices that you are doing. Just add sun gazing, that's all. And you will have enough time for that. It does not require more time. And if you are running short of time, you can reduce your TV gazing and give it to the sun gazing. So change your mindset. Confidence and faith on the powers of the safe sun are required. Mindset matters. If mind accepts, body adapts. Without the acceptance of the mind, if you do anything, then it will not give quick results. Now, according to your convenience, either morning or evening, if climate is good, just go outside your house. Remain in the open. If possible, stand more or less straight. If further possible, be barefoot on bare earth. Get connected with the Mother Earth. And just look at the sun TV in the sky. First day, not more than 10 seconds. Your eye can blink and flicker. Even if it closes down, sometime don't worry about that. That is what for the first day your exercise is. If you can't stand, you can sit and do it. If you can't be barefoot, you can have your footwear. And if you can't go outside, remain inside the house and through a clear glass window, look at the sun. If you are on bed, if you are sick, lying on bed also, you can look at the sun and your recovery will be immediate. Looking at the sun is very important because the photons of energy that is coming from the sun is received only by the human eye and no other part of the body. Even medical science says the same thing. It's only the optical system of the body that is capable of receiving the photons. All living creatures except human beings receive the photons. All birds, all animals. Just watch your pets in the houses, cats and dogs. They are always eager to do sun gazing. The moment they get a chance, they will go for that. Human beings are the only living creatures who ignore the sun, treat the sun as the enemy, and that is why we suffer. It is only when the photons, more photons, because eye is the extended part of the brain. It helps in activating the dormant human brain, raising the efficiency of the brain. Brain is a supercomputer. Man-made computer is nothing compared to this brain. The computer that we are using is the outcome of the human brain. So I call this mother computer, or I have named brain as brainuter. You have a computer, this is a brainuter. We have to use that now. We all talk about human resources. There are government departments working on human resources, but they are limited to the working conditions of the employees in factories and establishments. They know very little about the human resources. Right from birth, each and every one of us are gifted with enormous powers. These human resources is the software that we are enjoying. And that is coded inside our brain, the brainuter. So we have a hardware, we have a software. Mind, which is the part of the brain, is the joint performance of the keyboard and the mouse. And sunlight is the power supply, electricity or energy to the brain. Since very little light is going, and that too accidentally because of our movements here and there, brain is getting very low energy, brain is starved of the energy, and that is the reason why we often hear from medical experts saying that human beings are using very little of the brain. And this is the biggest weakness of human beings which we must overcome. The earlier the better. Brain can be opened out more and more. And as Edgar Cayce also says, ARE, Association for Research on Enlightenment, when this opens out 100%, 100%, the optimum capacity, we reach the real enlightenment. So everything is through the brain. If you have got information technology, here it's another IT, the inner technology. We have to awaken that inner technology. So first day you have gazed the sun, either from outside or from inside, either by standing or sitting or lying down. 10 seconds. That is the maximum. You can start with 5, 6, 7, 8, anything, but not more than 10 seconds. That is a restriction because eye is very important part of the body, still very delicate part of the body. So it has to be adapted with the sunlight very slowly. Brain also accepts the energy from the sun very slowly and digests it. So don't hasten the practice. Slow and steady wins the race. Haste makes waste. Don't treat sun as fast food. So first day 10 seconds, next day just go for 15 or 20 seconds of sun gazing. According to your comfort and convenience, every day, little by little, go on increasing sun gazing, build up your sun gazing. That's all, that is the practice. You may be regular, you can be irregular also. And no one can be regular because sometimes sun will send you a leave of absence. Sometimes you will be absent. These things are bound to happen. Don't get scared. When you miss some days, your practice gets prolonged and the results are little delayed. And that is going to happen with each and everyone. Slowly, you are building up sun gazing. If you have got glasses, spectacles, then at the time of sun gazing, just remove it. Keep it aside. use it later part of the day. But if you have got lenses fixed inside your eye, if you can remove it, good, otherwise let them remain, because they are then part of your eye. Don't try to irritate your eye. Slowly, when you are at about 10 minutes of sun gazing, which takes about 60 days of practice, you will experience that the health of your eye is improving, the prescription of your glasses is going weak, cataract is weakening, nearsightedness, farsightedness, color blindness, night blindness, cylindrical defects are all getting corrected. And those who have got serious eye problems, something to do with the retina, glaucoma, myopia, macular degeneration, those people for the first 2 months close their eyes, warm the closed eyes with the mild sun, every day 10 minutes, use sun-charged water as eye drops few times a day. I will explain sun-charged water later. And then restart the open eye sun gazing, and all your eye defects will get corrected. The scientific reasons are why these changes are taking place. When light through the eye reaches the brain and finally the body, vitamin A develops in the body. So far we know about vitamin D, sunlight falling on the skin. When it is through the eye, it is the development of vitamin A in our body, and that is what we require for the health of the eye. Secondly, the major thing is, nowadays we are using laser for treating the eye. What is sunlight? It acts as a divine laser for the eye. So when you do sun gazing, you are getting vitamin A and laser treatment also. So encouraged by this practice, many eye doctors in Bulgaria, when I was there 2 months back, I saw them using this technique, and they call this bioptron polarized light. Some technical name is to be given. That is how the medical science goes. Many eye doctors in Atlanta are also encouraged. A group of 40 people got their eyes tested and they had better results. It came in Atlanta Journal, and then the biggest eye hospital in United States, where there are many retina specialists in Indianapolis, Indiana, they have started research on this. And for last 2 years I am going there so that they know more about the sunlight. They have put me to various tests. Even this year I was there for 3 days, and they have sent me an email saying that this is fantastic. And I am confident that shortly they will publish a paper saying that morning and evening sunlight does not harm the eye. On the contrary, it gives better health. So, first 2 months you are getting the health of the eye. As you build up slowly sun gazing according to your comfort and convenience, either you are regular or irregular, and when you have reached about 15 minutes of sun gazing, which takes about 90 days of practice normally, you will experience perfect mental health. Who has mental health in this world? No one. We all have mental disorders. Even mental health experts, they do suffer. And as long as you are not mentally healthy, you will never enjoy mental peace, the Shanti which is inside you, lying deep inside you. These are all greatest human resources that we are having. The software which nature has given us right from birth, the mental health and mental peace. Sunlight has to reach the brain. And when more and more photons go, the neurons, the cells in the brain regenerate. This is now seen and accepted. So far, the belief of medical science was that as you age, the neurons, the cells in the brain die out, become less in number, lose the strength and the fitness. So you are aging, you are losing your youth, your memory, your intelligence. And somewhere in the old age you are getting as a bonus, a gift, the Alzheimer and Parkinson. But that has been reversed. Those who are doing sun gazing, through MRI it has been established that more neurons, the cells in the brain are seen, more strength, more fitness, and that is what we want. Just as computers have made everything simple, this brain is giving a simple key to your health. Body is governed by the brain. Very little mind is in the body, but the whole body is in the mind. And efficiency of the brain depends on the neurons. The number of neurons, the health of the neurons, the strength, the fitness. When we treat the body, we are reaching at the symptoms. But when we raise the efficiency of the brain, see that more neurons come, more strength come, we are reaching at the source of the problem. It is the neurons that governs our different movement, different parts of the body. When something goes wrong with the neuron, some part of the body suffers. They are like fuses. Sunlight acts as a circuit breaker. The fuse is set right. And any disease can be reversed just by sun gazing. So slowly, when you are at 15 minutes, you will be mentally healthy. And once you are mentally healthy, you will be mentally peaceful also. Peace will follow. And a person who is mentally healthy and mentally peaceful is a contribution to the world peace. Imagine the transformation that we can bring on this planet with sun gazing. You will be having perfect balance of mind. At present, we don't have that. Mind is jumping, turbulent, disturbed. So when problem come, in haste we take the decisions. They go wrong and then we repent. But here, this power, balance of mind which was hidden in you, you are acquiring it. Perfect balance of mind. You will be positive in thinking also. No more negativity. You will become fearless in life. At present we are full of fears, uncertain. Every step we walk, we have a fear what is going to happen the next moment. We are all afraid of death. Though we know that one who is born is to die, still we are afraid of death. Moment we are born, we pray to God, oh, 25 years of age will be good for me. When we reach 25, our goal becomes 50. And when we are at 50, we pray for 100 years because we are not prepared to die. We are all fearful. But sunlight makes your willpower and confidence, which is hidden in you, which is silent in you, so strong that even fear of death goes away. A person who is not afraid of death, the diseases get afraid of such person. We are unnecessarily afraid of the diseases. And we are harming ourselves by fear. Fear is our enemy. There are no enemies from outside. Our own fear is our greatest enemy. But sunlight makes you fearless. We all have weak nature in us, like anger, greed, jealousy. We envy others. We are hostile towards others. We lack love, kindness, compassion. And all this weak nature endangers our health first. We know medically also that one who is angry, one who is short-tempered, will definitely have blood pressure and diabetes. A greedy person is bound to damage his kidney, liver, and a jealous person will damage his heart and so on. But the duty of the sun is to purify everything on this planet. A simple thing which we all experience but goes unnoticed. scientifically. On cloudy days, we are all dull, depressed. We all pass the remark, what a dull day. And when sunlight is there, we are all cheerful, we are all running about. We say, oh, good day. This shows the effect of light on human body, which science has now just started to understand. And as they understand more and more, it is helping for space travel. There are many problems which can be solved when they study the effect of light on human body. Environment, ecology, pollution, everything is balanced by the light. When this light reaches the brain, the garbages, the weaknesses inside us are thrown out, and on the other side, the divinity that is hidden in us comes on the surface, and just by 15 minutes of sun gazing, the practitioner becomes a divine being. Just imagine the transformation that sun can bring to us. Depression, schizophrenia, mental phobia, addictions like liquor, smoking, drugs, everything disappears. We know in winter a lot of people suffer. They are known as winter blues or seasonal attitude disorders affected with those things. But we tried from Finland. Those who were serious cases, they were flown out, just flown out from that area to a sunny climate. 4 or 5 hours of air journey, and moment they landed in the sunny climate, they had no problem at all. Without any medicine, they got cured. So science is now feeling more and more that any mental disorder can be treated safely, quickly and surely with this sun gazing. So sun gazing has become a medicine to treat all mental disorders. If your goal is mental health, you can quit sun gazing when you have done 15 minutes of sun gazing. But to keep up the energy that you have received forever with you, just continue 1/3 of 15 minutes, that is 5 minutes for 1 more year. Or walk on dirt, 45 minutes barefoot, on bare earth. Because earth is secondary source of sun energy, whichever is comfortable to you. And after that practice, let any problems come to you in life, you will never lose your mental balance and mental peace. Problems are part of life. Sun gazing does not guarantee that you will not have problems. Life means problems, that is the meaning. But when problems come, you will be mentally healthy and mentally peaceful. You will stand like a rock and face all the problems. You will solve the problem to your success. So that is a major benefit. If mind is healthier, body is bound to be healthier. I don't say body, mind and spirit. I am putting it as mind, body and spirit. Body has to follow the mind. Mind will never follow the body. Now those who suffer from physical problems, we have thousands of problems. We name it as cancer, AIDS, TB, heart problems, osteoporosis, diabetes, kneecap problems, arthritis, rheumatism, let it be anything. From ancient days, a practice known as color therapy is being carried forward and practiced by some people even today. The different colors of the sun are used to treat different diseases. Some mediums like crystals, pyramids, prisms, solariums are used. All the complementary medicines, sun is the medium of healing. But this color therapy has become confused nowadays. There are many books available in the market written by many authors. Just take 2 or 3 books. One author will say red color of the, for example, red color of the sun. The another one will come out with some other color. Just you read 2 or 3 books and you will get confused about the color therapy. So I have given a go. I am bypassing this color therapy and making it simpler. My effort is to make the health cure the maximum possible in the simplest way. Just as O group of the blood is universal, matches any group. The white light, the normal light of the sun that we see, has all the 7 colors of the sun. Don't go into color confusions. Make use of this white light. And our eye has all the 7 colors of the sun. The rainbow is actually in the human eye. It is the second sun that human eye acts. God's greatest gift. Our eyes are nothing but the secondary sun. So when you are looking at the sun, when you are extending your sun gazing beyond 15 minutes, every day increasing by 5 or 10 seconds, at that time just think that this light that is entering your body is moving to those parts where you have pain, suffering, disease, problem. It will automatically get dispersed and travel to all suffering parts, and your healing will start. You become your own healer. This is the real meaning, the secret message in the Bible. Let there be light, and there was light. Light travels to your different parts. Your healing starts. And when you are at about 6 months, 30 minutes of sun gazing, any physical problem is under your control. And if you also add sunbathing, when sun is mild, when it just warms your body with minimum clothes, either sit, stand, walk, sleep, and receive the light on your body, change posture so that your entire body is equally warm, at least half an hour to 45 minutes, then insulin will balance in your body. Any type of diabetes has to salute you and go away. Cancer gets reversed because sun gazing and sunbathing is accepted by many cancer experts as natural chemotherapy. The chemotherapy that is being administered in hospitals nowadays is being opposed by experts now. The Johns Hopkins Institute, the biggest medical institution, has come out against this chemotherapy. They say the chemo that is given in the hospitals even destroys the good parts in the body, especially the neurons, the cells in the brain. Then what is the use of such a treatment? Here sun gazing, on the contrary, gives you more neurons, more health, more fitness. So many cancer experts have started this sun gazing and sunbathing as a natural chemotherapy treatment for the cancer. We talk about AIDS. What is AIDS? We are all made up of light. When body loses light, especially the calmness on the face, it is the AIDS. And sun gazing and sunbathing gives back the lost light, and AIDS even gets reversed. Osteoporosis in ladies, prostate cancer in gents. Sunlight does wonders. Nowadays, lot of people are going for kneecap surgeries. That is the royal disease now. People are happy in saying that they change their knees. But just sit on a chair, expose both the knees to the mild sunlight, warm it, do sun gazing. You need not go for surgery at all. Arthritis, rheumatism, joint pain, back pain, spinal cord problems, sun gazing and warming those suffering parts will cure you by about 6 months. Also, if you add drinking sun-charged water, this is the latest, purest energy drink available in this world. The water that you are drinking, first boil it. Because even the bottled waters, nowadays it is coming, they are nothing better than the tap water. They have arsenic also, which leads to diabetes. First boil it, let it come back to room temperature, then store it in a clear glass containers, round like a jar-like thing. Close it with a lid, preferably glass lid. If not, any cover, but avoid plastic even as a cover. Plastic is becoming highly hazardous. The chemical that is used to make plastic leaks into the water or whatever foods or drinks you store in it. Especially the milk that children drink, they do suffer. It is now coming out. Slowly we have to see that we avoid these plastic containers. Keep that water container in the sunlight, either outside or inside the house near a glass window, from where you get maximum light on that glass container. Keep it till sunset. When water gets warmed up again with sunlight, it means it is sun charged. And that water will maintain the energy for next 24 hours, from this evening to next evening. So whenever you feel thirsty, drink that water. Your energy levels will go high, your immunity of the body will go higher, the defense system becomes much more stronger, and body can fight any disease that you are suffering. And this uncharged water has proved to be better than any energy drink that you are purchasing from the market. All the energy drinks that you are getting from the market have chemical residues, and now it is reported that they are the source of some heart problems also. Sun-brewed tea on the same principle is becoming popular in the southern states, like Arizona, New Mexico, Texas and all, South California, based on this principle. A tea bag is dipped in a glass of water that is kept in the sunlight. After a few hours, tea is ready for you. So sun-charged water also can be used for external purposes. If you have got eye problem, use it as eye drop, ear drop, mouth drop, nose drop. If you have got any bad spots on the skin, take that water and massage your skin with that water. Your skin will become neat and clear. Recently in Chicago, a young lady from Poland, she had leukedema, her fingers on both the hands had become white, and she made use of sun gazing and this sun-charged water, and she is out of the problem. A person in Sweden whose valves were leaking in the heart, even after surgery, is left like God paralyzed. He had no other alternative. When I was there in the month of May, he met me. I said, take a chance. This is a cost-free practice. You have tried everything. Now this is the last thing. Why not give a fair trial to it? And he tried. And when he reached 20 minutes of sun gazing, the doctors are surprised that his heart is functioning properly, there is no leakage, and even his paralysis of the left leg, he is free from that. There are so many documented cases now coming out. So sun gazing, safe sunbathing, drinking sun-charged water, by about 6 months, that is when you are at 30 minutes, you are in control of your physical problems. So after mind, you are getting the body health. What more do you require? This is a must for each and every one. Here also you can give it up. But just continue 10 minutes of sun gazing, 1/3 of 30, for 1 more year. Or walk on dirt 45 minutes, barefoot, whichever is comfortable to you. Then aura around your body, the energy circles will become stronger and stronger. Your kundalini also will get awakened silently, and you will have no illness in your entire life. Even virus, epidemics will never enter your body. Sun gazing is an insurance for your health. The only thing that is not covered here is if you meet with an accident. Otherwise, everything is covered. Now the last part, spiritualism, mind, body and spirit. We are all trying for spiritualism. But our efforts become more easier, more comfortable, simple, once we are mentally healthy and mentally peaceful. Spiritualism requires two things mainly. The meditation and cleansing ourselves of all our karmas, the bad deeds, the ill effects of the injuries that we have given to others. And meditation also does not mean that you sit half an hour or 1 hour and your mind is wandering. But here, Sun will take you to a meditation, a stage known as ATM. You don't get money from that ATM. Here ATM means all-time meditation. And that is what we want. Though you might be doing your work round the clock, 24/7, still you will be in meditation 24/7. You are always in the company of God. You are always visualizing the form of God in which you have got the faith. You are always inspired by that form. You are never scared about the events. And you are carrying on your normal routine. That is all-time meditation. Comes from another ATM, that is the all-time medicine, the sun. And we all do wrong things. Knowingly or unknowingly we pain others. And when we pain others, it's a law of nature that will be punished sooner or later. But there is a remedy. We can overcome that ill effects. And all religions suggest that you must do penance. Penance means fasting. All religions are unanimous in suggesting fasting as a remedy to please the Almighty, to get ourselves liberated from the ill effects of our past bad deeds. But fasting is not easy. We all have done fasting. We all do fasting. But what happens? The moment we start fasting, we feel the hunger pangs. We have suppressed the hunger. So we are having tension. We are always looking at the watch and the calendar, calculating the time of fasting. And when it will end, that is all goes in our mind. And entire period of fasting, we are always thinking about the food that we are going to eat back when fasting is over. But there is a scientific method of fasting. Hunger comes because body requires energy. And we draw energy from the traditional food, which is again made up of sunlight. Vegetarian people eat the secondary source, non-vegetarian people eat the third source, and there are a lot of people nowadays becoming raw foodies. They are very close to eating the sunlight. The principle of raw food is sunlight and pure water. But our body has a mechanism to receive the light directly. Many people in the past have lived not only for days, months, but even years just on sunlight. If you have gone through the autobiography of a yogi, Yogananda, you will note there that one lady in Germany, Christian saint, Teresa Neumann, fasted 12.5 years. One lady in India, Nirari Yogini Yogi Bala, fasted for 52 years. Some Christian priests fasted for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. And even Edgar Cayce says, in the distant past, all our ancestors lived on sunlight. The day will come when again we will have to move on sunlight to sustain our body, to meet our food needs. And Edgar Casey is always true. Now we see the prices of food are going up, scarcity is arising. So we all will have to go for sun gazing just to get our food. And this is how the science works. When you extend your sun gazing beyond 6 months, after 30 minutes, adding 10 seconds every day, all our body cells spread over our entire body, they are all photovoltaic in nature. Since we are a solar panel, all our body cells are photovoltaic. They have become neat and pure after 6 months of sun gazing. No mental problem, no physical problem. So they are pure. So they start receiving sun energy. The storage increases by your everyday 10 seconds increase. As the energy storage increases, hunger goes down. As hunger goes down, your food intake goes down. So slowly fasting happens in you. See the difference? Here it's not a forced fasting. You are not giving away the food. Food is giving you away. That is the difference. Fasting is happening in you. And so for obesity, this has become a very popular program. When you go for weight loss, diet programs, very heavy crash programs, you get anorexia or bulimia. Here you are free from that. Sun gazing will naturally get rid of your extra fat. You will never know. Slowly hunger is disappearing. And when you are at about 9 months, 45 minutes, the end period 270 days, you have lost hunger forever. You are no more a citizen of Hungarian country. You are free from that. Then you give up your sun gazing. But just continue for 1 more year, 15 minutes, 1/3 of 45, or walk on dirt 45 minutes, whichever is comfortable to you. You will never feel hungry in your entire life. Sometimes, due to bad weather, when you are not able to get sunlight for days together, hunger may come back. You can eat a little, balance yourself. Again, when light is there, you will become, there will not be hunger in you. It is just like trees. In winter, leaves fall, but the trees never die. They again blossom back when sunlight is there. So I experimented this when I came to know, first on myself, and the doctors observed me 211 days only on water in 95-96. That was the first observation done by medical experts on me. Later, in 2000-2001, an international team of 21 doctors observed me continuously 411 days. I took only water, and I was round the clock observed by international team of 21 doctors. That report is on my website, solarhealing.com. And later I was invited here by the doctors and scientists funded by NASA to study the effect of light on human body in Philadelphia at the University of Thomas Jefferson in UPenn, and they observed me 130 days. And they all say, I will finish within 5 minutes. And they all say that this works. But one man cannot make a science. So a lot of results have to come from other people. And so I took this as a challenge. And so I am traveling all over the world, spreading this message. And from last 7 years, there are thousands of people all over the world doing sun gazing. And they are being observed, different groups at different places. Recently I was invited by Croatian National TV to tour Europe, and sponsored by them and some sun gazing groups in Europe. In 75 days, that is from May 1st to July 15th, 7 European countries. The only 3 countries I could not reach, shortage of time was the Ireland, Iceland, Isle of Man, all the 3 I's. But all other countries I was able to travel. And I am again invited in Europe for next 4 months, April, May, June, July. I will be traveling all over Europe, including Russia. So this has become a major practice. And also if you add walking barefoot on bare earth, only 45 minutes a day, whenever it is possible, especially on sea beach, evening hours, dry sand, your entire leg will get pressed, so you will get reflexology benefits. The bromine vapor that comes out from the sea sand touches the bottom of your feet and heals you, and the earth also gives you the required nutrition. All the 5 fingers in the feet are connected with all the important endocrine glands in the brain. The first one, the toe, is connected with the third eye, the pineal gland. The human soul sits in the pineal gland. All our supernatural powers are hidden in this third eye, the pineal gland. The second finger is connected with the pituitary, the Agna chakra. The third one with the hypothalamus. And hypothalamus, if it is strengthened, man can hibernate like many birds and animals, eat sparingly. And when you eat less, say once in 1 month, once in 6 months, once in 1 year even, your breathing will automatically go down. The less you eat, the deeper you breathe. Fourth finger is connected with the thalamus. All our different emotions originate, and these emotions are made positive, non-violent, non-toxic by the power of the Mother Earth. That is why all yogis, sages, seers, shamans all walk barefoot. And the last finger is connected with the amygdala gland behind the 2 eyes. The different beams of light falling on the 2 eyes get converged into one laser. When different beams become laser, it becomes actually the nectar for the human body. So we can make either morning or evening, or whenever UV index is less than 2. You can be regular, you can be irregular also. And lastly, those of you who believe on the adverse effect of planets on your system, then Sun is the boss of all the planets. When you love the boss loves you back. Then all the planets will keep quiet and they will be at your service. So circumstances in your life will become favorable to you. So this, by sun gazing, the present life, you live in a heavenly way. And then you get peaceful death. If that happens, life after death also becomes happier. We all can go to heaven. But God suggests that make use of the present life, remain in the present. We all have resources. God has given us enough resources, but we are not awakening it. And my name is Hira Ratan Manek. In Indian language, Hira means diamond, Ratan means ruby, and Manek means emerald. But when I came here, the doctors and scientists in Thomas Jefferson and European universities found it very difficult to pronounce this name. They said it's a very big name. Lot of energy is going away. So we want to conserve energy when we spell out your name. So I said, all right, shorten it. So they shortened it to HRM. Hira Ratan Manek HRM. Then I smiled. They never understood the meaning. Then I gave out the meaning. I said HRM does not mean His Royal Majesty. HRM means I am a world symbol today for human resource management. That is what HRM means. So this practice I have come to share with you. I travel all over the world. I never demand for my lectures, just go by love donations and sale of my DVDs. Those of you who are interested, that DVD is recorded in Metaphysical Library in Oregon. I am offering only for $10. So you can have me for just $10. Whenever you want to hear me, you can just put that DVD on DVD player. You can master this art. If you are a healer, your powers to heal others will become greater and greater, and you won't have any negativity from the people whom you are treating. And nowadays, technologies, though they are good, they are giving ill effects to our health. The cell phones, the iPods, the computers, and magnetic fields, electrical fields and so on. But if you want to protect yourself, sun gazing is the only answer. Make your body sun charged. Make it a solar chip. Once you are a solar chip, you will have no problem. And 2012, that fear is coming. If you want full protection, things may happen, may not happen. But if they are to happen, if you are a sun gazer, sun will protect you. You will survive from the ill effects that are foreseen. So thank you for your patient hearing. Once again, I thank you for your divine presence here. I am really blessed by your divine presence. And if there is time, I will answer few of your questions also. Later also, you can email me your questions. I always answer my questions.
The email? What is it?
Yeah, my email is my name, hiraratanmanek@yahoo.com.
Can you spell it?
Yeah.
So you get the DVD.
I have got it.
At this point, I want to say that I want to look for the universal healing principles here, and particularly Jane has hosted some work on the low-grade, low-level radiation hormesis. I found out about it on the Upper West Side and then went much deeper here at the spa. Now, the idea of sunlight that's able to come through the eyes has so much in parallel to the idea of, say, of cancer as a fungus, that the fungus perishes so easily with light, whereas this type of assault from low-grade radiation, that our bodies are starved for these rocks that are sending this off, that our human cells are stimulated by it, but that the fungus perishes easily. Now, the idea that the sunlight comes through the eyes is so profound, and I can't thank you enough for your practice, because when you came to New York, it was such an honor to sit with you. And the interview that I did, everybody that put their name on the email list, I will send it out to you tomorrow, where I was able to go in with him in my apartment at a very deep level. The process of hooking up with the sun and how simple it is, how profound it is. Everybody's different. We're all different plants. We find different places. Some of us like stronger sunlight. Some of us, like yourself, will never eat again. But some of us may have other choices. But still, it's so important to have this model before us of being able to align with the sun. Now, Jane has done a book about the relationship between the mind and the body, and I'm very excited to be able to master her book and then work with her more about it, because the idea that the body follows the mind, there's also a tradition of Tantra that talks about the body that leads the mind, so that when you make the decision to get up in the morning, to start this process at sunrise, or Kira has modified it so that you can do it at sunset too, so you can start to build up to this practice, it means your body is lining up with a huge force, and that's going to affect your mind. And I'm sure Jane could elaborate on this with her practice with psychoanalysis, dealing with people who have been told and are socially pressured to think that this is a one-way ticket. I don't know if you'd like to speak to this at this point.
I am honored to be in the presence of this gentleman, and I'd like to spend my talking time asking him questions.
Okay.
I have 3 questions. The first one is that it seems to me that the energy at dawn and dusk would be somewhat different, and I'm curious what you would say about that.
No, scientifically there is no difference, but morning time we are fresh, so our receptivity is very great. In the evening we are tired, so our receptivity is little less. That way only it makes a difference. But from the energy levels that the sun is giving us, both morning and evening are equally good.
Thank you. Number 2 is, I'm sorry, I'm going to
Yeah.
for a moment. Number 2 is, you talked about going barefoot, and I used to have a resort spa in Puerto Rico, and I would always encourage everybody to go barefoot early in the morning and also at dusk, and to absorb, most of all, early in the morning when there was still dew on the grass. In Puerto Rico, it's very natural. I'm in the country. It's all concrete here. Is there any advantage? Can you absorb the energy from the earth?
No, from the earth you absorb energy. Walking anywhere is good. But when you are in contact with Mother Earth, Earth is a secondary source of sun energy. So you are drawing energy from Mother Earth also. So walking barefoot on dirt, especially on the sea beach, evening hours when sand is little warm, is the best.
Concrete is no.
No.
Thank you. And I'm wondering if when you get to the point where you lose hunger, then what motivates you to eat?
Then when you lose hunger, there is no motivation to eat at all. Sometimes under compulsion, family compulsion, social obligations, you will be forced to eat. Because family will never like that you are a non-eater. So sometimes just to please them, or to satisfy some of your hosts or some social obligations, you can continue to eat, but you won't have hunger at all.
And this has been documented too.
Yes.
So there's certain places in the world due to the lack of sunlight that you recommend that people don't live there? I mean, certain parts of the
No,
United
there is
States are
no place in
overcast.
the world which does not have less than 180 days of sunlight. So all places are good. Go according to your comfort and your economic conditions. But if you are very serious to make your body a solar chip in the quickest time possible, then definitely you migrate to a place. Make your body solar chip, then come back and stay at your original place. Yes.
How often do you eat food now, and what's your lifestyle right now?
I take mostly liquids, tea, coffee, or some juices sometimes, just when I am with some hosts, just to accommodate them. Otherwise, my requirement is mostly water. Yes.
When I look at the sunrise, sometimes if I get sunspots if I stare too long. I guess I'm not used to it. What about that?
Yeah, see, this is some people don't close their eyes. After sun gazing, you must close your eye for some time, till the inner image of the sun that you see here, it has to disappear. Then you look elsewhere. If you are in a hurry, and if you look elsewhere, then this type of some spots you will be seeing it. So it is always advisable, after sun gazing, close your eye till the inner image of the sun that you see here disappears. And longer this inner image remains is a sign, a good sign, that the health of your eye is improving, and especially your third eye is getting more and more stronger. So don't get scared if the inner image of the sun remains longer. Yes?
So basically you're saying that the old notion that looking at the sun is bad is wrong, right? Because we're all taught that we can't stare at the sun more than 2 seconds.
You mean longer?
Yeah, I don't know, I was just always understood in science class and stuff that you can't stare at the sun, you can't watch the eclipse.
No, but that belief is gone now, because morning and evening sunlight, because formerly only the ultraviolet was ascertained or measured at noon hours, and so everyone got scared. But now science knows that sunrise and sunset has no UV at all, and so it is safe.
What are the official hours? What is the morning hours?
So if suppose sunrise in your area is at 6 a.m., then 6 to 7 is safe. Within that period you can look at the sun anytime. Or if sunset is at 8, then 7 to 8 is the safe hours. These sunrise, sunset times go on changing, so you'll have to refer to newspapers or internet.
So it's just a question that will help
Yeah.
hopefully answer other ones. Your DVD covers most of it?
Yes.
When you look at a blue sky, do you ever see squiggly things moving? And I'm not talking about sunspots. Some people call it prana, but do you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever seen?
The entire space is full of prana, that is the cosmic energy, so it's natural that you will be able to see it.
if you practice for say 2 months, and then there's a period where there's no direct sunlight for a month, when you start again, do you pick up where you left off?
Oh yes, you pick up just from you left off, yes. Index is less than 2 or less than 2, it is safe. And morning and evening, sunrise and sunset hours is more or less 0.
Okay.
Yes.
I think the reason is because you're going through more of the Earth's atmosphere
Yes.
at that angle.
The angle, yeah.
So it filters out a lot.
See, you
of
will see
the-
sun has a red color, at the sunrise time and at the sunset time. That red color of the sun has a tremendous medicinal value. And eye also is very comfortable to look at that time. We all see sunrise and sunset. Only thing is you have to introduce this as a disciplined practice in your life, that's all. Yes?
I like to, you open my mouth, does that do anything, or is it just the eyes?
No, it is through the eye only. These are all exercises. You can do it, open your mouth, shut your mouth or do anything. But it is through the eye. Only the eye can receive the photons. This is medically accepted. Photons can be received only by the human eye, no other part of the body, and we want more and more photons to enter our brain.
But the studies say that sunbathing is too good.
Sunbathing has a medicinal value, but not equivalent to what you get through the brain.
So, say someone has been a long-term sun gazer and they've gotten really good at it. Would them looking into someone's eyes, just like directly into someone else's eyes for an extended period of time, have a really positive effect?
Oh, definitely. That is the Reiki treatment that you are getting it.
Yeah.
The eye can receive the power, I can give the power also.
Yeah.
But not equivalent to when you look at the sun directly. When it is through third medium, definitely you get less power, less benefits. Yes?
Has the sensitivity to heat and cold changed since you've completed the regimen?
Oh yes, definitely you will be more comfortable with the temperatures.
Excuse me, I need to go, I'd like to
Oh.
volunteer, so thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Mister, I have a question about the...
Oh, you want to?
Your digestive system is now, you're not eating, so you don't have any hunger pains or digestive acid juices. And if we develop that to the point where we are liberated from hunger, so to speak, when you say that sometimes socially you may have to engage just a little bit, maybe eat a little food or something, does that reactivate your digestive system?
See, everything works on water. Our body is 80% water. If you go through Masaru Emoto's website, he speaks scientifically that body requires only water. Water is the carrier of everything. So as long as you are taking water, your entire system definitely works. Yes.
So does that mean that when you become like a solar panel, like you honed your body into receiving the sun energy, then is your body acting kind of like a plant where you're creating your own nutrients like protein and calcium,
Yes.
whatever you need?
See, never try to compare this with the wisdom of the medical science. This is a separate science based only on energy. When you take in proteins, vitamins, everything, that also comes through the sun, through the medium of different plants. Again, you are putting the same thing in the stomach. The sum total is again the energy. So you are bypassing that whole system, going only on directly connecting with the energy. All your questions are apt if you are giving away the food and doing sun gazing. Here you are not giving away the food. You are just starting sun gazing. Slowly body's energy is being replaced by the sun instead of the food. So a replacement is gradually taking place.
Have you ever spoken at a prison?
No.
Think it might be useful?
If somebody arranges, I will
Would they
definitely.
let the prisoners get up early to look at sunrise or sunset?
Yes.
Do you know?
Can you comment about skin
Take.
cancer in the stomach?
Oh yes, definitely. Intense sun gives cancer, but the mild sun cures cancer. Now go to UK Cancer Society website. They very clearly say that even if you miss mild sun, you are bound to get cancer and osteoporosis. So missing the mild sun also leads to cancer. Intense sun also leads. Mild sun cures cancer. osteoporosis, everything. So mild sun is a medicine.
Would you repeat the period that the water should be in the sunlight?
Yes, you keep it whole day, right from sunrise to sunset. When water gets warmed up with the sunlight, it becomes sun-charged. So don't be in haste, just leave it outside. Let it get the maximum light of the sun. Let it get warmed up and it becomes sun-charged.
In my apartment, I don't get direct sun, but I get reflected sun beaming off another building. So are those sun rays good?
Yes, definitely reflected, but then you see the intensity of the sun. If it doesn't warm your eye, even you can do sun gazing of the reflected sun through the opposite window or anything.
No, but I've gotten good results of
Yeah.
the reflection, and each time of
No, that's what I say. Reflection is good, but you must be careful. Sometimes some glass intensity will be more.
Yeah.
And if your eyes are hurt, then you don't do it.
But this explains how the city can grow the
Yeah.
way it does. Otherwise,
Now there is an easy exercise I have made simplified. If you are surrounded by high-rise building, if you are in a valley surrounded by mountains, if you don't see sunrise and sunset in safe time, gaze the reflection of the sun in a fresh pool of water at noon hours when sun is exactly in the mid, in swimming pool, well, tank, or even take a big vessel, keep it on your patio, fill it with water, see the reflection, gaze that reflection, you get the benefits.
And you know, along those lines, we have the East River just a few blocks away. You are so blessed to be living in Manhattan and to get up in the morning and to watch the sunrise over the river. I've traveled all over the world, and this is quite a spot.
So you said you live mostly on sun-charged liquids, and just every once in a while you have like toast or some light meal. But how often will you eat today? Like, is it once a week or like once a month?
Myself?
Yeah.
Solid food sometimes when I go to Hindu temples, you know that offering is given, prasad, which we cannot hurt the feelings. So that way some solid food I goes in my stomach, but it's very rare. But then juices or tea or liquid or that happens once a while.
So how often do you?
There is no how often. It all depends upon where I go. Depends upon the host.
It's a function of the heart, too, because St. Teresa was living off the communion wafers.
No, I mean, how often do you eliminate?
See, it is very rare because when there is no import, there won't be export also.
In a lot of energetic practices, energy is stored in the hara or dantian. Is that something that's relevant to you? When you take in energy, do you store it down in that center?
No, the energy gets stored all over the body because the body cells, they are the most parts of the body which store the energy. They are all photovoltaic cells. Yes.
It seems that what you're saying is that it's so essential that the body absorbs what it needs in the places it needs without necessarily even having to meditate it there or direct it there, but the energy is so natural and so primal that it goes to where it needs to go, and that's why you become less hungry and less sick.
Once you are mentally healthy also, your hunger will go down because of mental disorders, we eat more. Once you are mentally healthy, your hunger will go down.
Just one.
You are given 20?
Yeah, just one. Would you have change?
Oh yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes?
The ground is getting cold, and last year I had a problem with the Battery Park police. They said, "Sir, you can't stand in the flower garden." I was trying to get on the dirt, okay, rather than on the concrete. Is it, if you wear socks, does that interfere?
See, in winter you need not go for barefoot walking because comfort of body also matters. But in summer, if it is possible, then you can find out some schools nearby, elementary schools. Many schools, children play in the sand, they call it sand boxes. or go to volleyball practicing fields, baseball practicing fields, some parts, they have got enough bare earth. You can make use of it.
Standing on the earth, then is it needful to walk back and forth, or if I'm standing
Oh, you
there
can walk back and forth.
no, if
yes.
I'm standing there a half hour, is that better or worse?
No, walking itself, because when you walk only you get the reflexology benefits.
You're in Battery Park looking at the sunset?
Have been for 2 years.
And how about the sunrise?
Yes, well, I can't.
Where do you go? Oh, you
Well, on sunrise, I have to go around the corner to the South Street Seaport, and even there, you've got to wait 3/4 of an hour after sunrise to be able to see the sun arise over the first building.
get your bicycle and go to 20th Street. It's fantastic.
Walk to where?
To 20th Street. It's just fantastic.
I'll try that.
What do you have to say about fire and fire gazing, like campfires?
No, fire is a third medium. It does give benefits, but you can never duplicate the benefits of the sun through fire or even these full spectrum bulbs and full spectrum lights and all. Sun is sun after all.
But is it good to sleep by the fire and
Oh,
use
there's no
fire?
harm, no harm. After all, it's a sun energy that you are getting, secondary.
Sun has the highest frequency.
My question is about the third part of your conversation. which
Can you
talked
stand
about-
up so he can get you in the
Yeah.
video?
It's about the spiritual aspect of the first, after the body has followed through your practice and you've reached a state where you're capable of going without food. How does it actually impact your spiritual development? As in, normally samadhi states, you usually close your eyes. And since you're saying sun rays enter only through your eyes, how does it help that inner process
Yes,
of maturity?
it is through sun that your brain gets more and more activated, and then only you are going to the samadhi stage. Once you become a solar chip, then you can close your eyes. But before that, you have to activate the brain, and for that, the sun gazing, that is open eye sun gazing, is a must. Even the Osho speaks about that if you go through the Osho's books. Yes.
So for your first time, how many minutes do you suggest?
Myself?
No, like for someone who's starting out.
For 10 seconds.
10 seconds?
Yes.
I don't know if you have any way of knowing this, but does anything live on the sun?
Pardon?
Does anything? It's like a stupid question,
Have you seen anything?
but could anything live on this? Does anything live on the sun that we don't know about?
See, I don't